So can I get your phone?
Yeah.
And just yeah.
Right, where'd I put that? Right here. There you go.
So yeah. Schedule here.
What's that one doing?
Huh?
What's that one doing?
This line?
Yeah. No. Just like, what's your phone there for?
It's for Instagram Live.
Oh,
This is Facebook Live, and
Yeah.
this is Instagram Live.
That's cool.
Yeah, basically. So, what is your name?
I'm Keegan. My name is Keegan.
Where are you from?
From Canada, Nova Scotia.
Nice. So, how long have you been into programming?
About 5 or 6 years. I started in high school and then went to university. And I've been programming for about 5 or 6 years.
So, what type of languages do you use?
I'm a JavaScript expert. So I went into being a front-end developer after school. So I was really into JavaScript, Node, Angular, and React and Redux. Those are my core languages. Our core JavaScript languages, that is. I also do some C and C++. The blockchain that I work on is built in C++. So
Nice.
there's a fair bit of that in my job. Python. I work with Python quite a bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, do you think it's necessary to study college to become a programmer or developer?
No, I really don't. Not necessarily. Like, if you come to me and you can demonstrate your skills, so you can show me what you can do based on like set of ideas of what a person who has been through college and computer science, like they should know data structures, they should know analysis of algorithms, and I might not get that with someone who hasn't been to university.
What is the blockchain that everyone knows about?
Bitcoin. Bitcoin would be the one that you hear most often, and then there's Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Gold. And they're all different in like a uniquely specific way, but the one everyone knows about is Bitcoin. Yeah.
Is it hard to launch an ICO?
No, it's really not that hard anymore because platforms like Ethereum or Neo and A-Chain and quite a few others, BitShares I suppose would be one of them. They all make it really easy for you to create new coins, and then you determine the rules on how those are distributed. I mean, that's just what a smart contract is. Nice. So if you know someone that can program you a smart contract, then you can run an ICO.
Nice. What are the essential specialties when you're looking for a team member in your project?
I look for their creativity, their enthusiasm, their ambition. These things aren't necessarily knowledge. They're not related to knowledge. I mean, knowing how to do the work and the job is important too, but more than anything, I look for the personality of the person.
Nice. How do you know an ICO good or bad? How do you research besides the normal investors?
Yeah, what I do is I look at the team. First, I look at the team. I look who's behind the project. I look to see if they have vaporware, and what vaporware is just an idea of software and not actually the software itself. If they've not, if they haven't built anything yet, then it's a bit more of a risky project to get yourself involved in, and so you're gonna kind of gotta watch out for that.
Nice. What is graphene blockchain technology? Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, graphene. Yeah. So you can Google this. It's graphene blockchain. And what will come up is probably the BitShares documentation. So graphene was built by a gentleman by the name of Dan Larimer, and his dad Stan Larimer. Just his father and son activity, building a next generation blockchain. But graphene, it's the blockchain technology behind BitShares, Steemit, and then the same team that brought you those two projects is bringing you EOS. And that's also Dan Larimer. Yeah.
Which coins are you holding up right now?
I hold Peerplays. I hold a bit of Peerplays. I hold Bitcoin, Ethereum. So I have Ethereum miner, so I hold some of that. I got into Golem a while ago. I like KuCoin. Hold some Binance, EOS. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
just to name a few. I like to say that they're projects with potential. ICN Economy, if anyone knows about that one, shout out to those guys. They're doing good work. I'm sure I could name like 3 or 4 others, but
should people choose a decentralized or centralized in it?
yeah, a decentralized system is much more robust and generically more fair to each user or operator in the network.
Yeah.
So if you take advertising, for example, if you do decentralized advertising, then it kind of takes out the middleman a little bit. There's a Brave access token, I believe. There's a basic attention token. Look into that one. The stuff that they're doing there is pretty good.
So what kind of changes can occur with blockchain in near future?
Scalability. That's the number one issue blockchain is facing right now, and legality, actually. Its authenticity in the eyes of the law. It could really use a boost in terms of its image. I don't know. Technically, though, the biggest challenge is its scalability. So side chains are going to really improve that, as well as the Lightning Network for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Ethereum has some plans to do some sharding, whatever that might look like.
Yeah, I'm waiting very much the Lightning Network technology because it's going to cut the miners off, actually. It's just
but what will that do to the price? Is it going to make the price of Bitcoin smaller or larger? Is it? I mean, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? That's the question, right? So, how come should people prepare themselves in order to adopt new technologies? What are the ways, basically?
That's a good question. I think that just taking place and taking part in streams like this and getting the information into your head, like, oh, this is coming. We are going to have to use this, but it'll just be, one day you woke up and then you had tap at the every terminal, at every Visa terminal. It's kind of going to be like that. It's just going to be one day, oh, I can use my Bitcoin now, and I actually have Bitcoin to spend in my wallet, for example. You're going to wake up and one day someone will give it to you out of happenstance, and then you can go spend it somewhere. And then as time progresses, you'll be able to spend it more and more places. And governments will talk about it more. It's just going to happen, in my opinion.
Is Bitcoin hackable, or blockchain or projects built within blockchain technology?
I don't know. I heard a lot of really smart people say that anything's hackable, given enough time and power. But yeah, Bitcoin, I would understand that that's pretty difficult to hack. There's something out there called a 51% attack, and basically, that all that means is that you control more than 51% of the network, and then you can basically trick the rest of the ledger into thinking that something did take place. Yeah. So no, short answer, no. It's not hackable. Don't try that.
Well, what about with the quantum computers?
So the way I understand quantum computing affecting the Bitcoin network is that you can hack a single address, but you can't hack the entire network. Yeah. I'm not a quantum computer expert, so I have no idea. But this is what I've heard and read.
All right. Is it better to be a hodler or a daily trader?
It depends on your mindset. If you've got nothing else better to do while you're sitting at home, might as well day trade, make some money, because it's fairly easy and somewhat predictable when you're sitting there looking at it all day. But I'm a hodler just because I have another job, and being a day trader is a full-time job, and it's very stressful. So I prefer not to have that levels of stress and just be a hodler, just pick some long projects, and works out.
So we're going to talk about your company, Peerplays.
Yep. Right? It's not my company, but yes.
I mean, you're part of it, right?
Yeah. The organization I work for.
Yeah. So what is Peerplays, basically?
Okay, Peerplays is the blockchain that PBSA produces, and I work for an organization. It's a nonprofit organization called PBSA. That stands for Peerplays Blockchain Standards Association. And what we do is build and maintain the Peerplays blockchain and supporting applications.
Okay. So what does Peerplays offers to society?
Right. So our mission statement, or what we're here to do, is to bring provably fair gaming into blockchain, or just into the industry in general of betting and gambling.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is that your bets and the operations of the game itself take place on the blockchain, and it's very transparent. The same way that you can see all the Bitcoin transactions, or you could see all of our bets, or all of the wages placed on wagers placed on the blockchain.
Yeah. So what is a witness?
A witness is a block producer for the graphene blockchain. So BitShares, Steemit, EOS, and Peerplays, they'll all have some variation of a witness. Now, the witness is just a block producer. They're voted into power. So the consensus algorithm that graphene uses is called delegated proof of stake.
Yeah.
Whereas Bitcoin is proof of work, and there's various other proof of stake coins out there. What we do is called delegated proof of stake.
Okay. Why is important for you to vote for them? Exactly.
Pardon me?
Why it's important for you to vote for them, the witnesses?
Oh, to vote for them? Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, the network will support itself if you don't vote for them. But I mean, why is it important to vote for people in your democracy if you live in a democratic country? That is.
Yeah.
Some people don't, and that's fine, I suppose. But yeah, you should vote because you're participating in the network, and your tokens are worth something. And, yeah.
Is it profitable to become a witness?
Yeah.
In Peerplays?
Yeah, it's a paid position. So that what the witnesses do is they set up computers and architecture that will support the network and run the software. And so they should be paid for that because they are handling requests and messages and transactions from our front-end applications. And thusly, they should receive some sort of compensation for that, and they do.
So when did Peerplays launch it, actually?
We launched June 4th of last year. That's how long the blockchain's been running. PBSA has been around for a little bit longer than that because PBSA formed and they drew up the white paper and brought the software together, and yeah, that's how that worked out.
Okay. So what is that Peerplays make it special? What is special about Peerplays? Exactly, yeah. To be exact.
So
what is the difference between the other ICOs?
I'll talk about two aspects of it. We've got scalability already built into the blockchain. So if Bitcoin's first generation technology and Ethereum's second generation technology, we might be considered two or second, or we might be considered third, depending who you're talking to.
Yeah.
So we can push at least 10,000 transactions per second through the blockchain, where Bitcoin only has 7 transactions per second, and Ethereum is 20, 21, up to 24. Yeah, we can push thousands of transactions through the blockchain per second already. This is proven by BitShares' track record. They've been pushing more transactions through than pretty well any other blockchain. So,
can we say like graphene blockchain technology is faster than Lightning Network?
I don't know how fast the Lightning Network will be, but sure. I mean, it already beats out most other blockchains out there. So, EOS is gonna, probably blow that number out of the water, but that's where we're going. Like, these blockchains are gravitating towards being scalable from the start.
Right.
And the other aspect of what's cool about Peerplays and the core token. The core token is called PPY for those of you who are listening, and it's a dividend-paying token. So the shareholders or the token holders of the network actually get a cut of all the winnings had on the network. So that's in a casino traditionally called the rake, and the rake. It can be set. It's a dynamic parameter set on the blockchain. So for some games or some apps, it might be 2%. Some other games, it might be 3 or 4%, but it's decided upon.
Is there a specific number that you need to hold in order to get the dividends from?
No, you get a proportionate amount. So you get whatever percentage you have of the whole Peerplays blockchain, and divided by the total number of tokens in circulation, and multiplied by 2% of all the transaction volume. Yeah.
Nice.
So there's a good website out there. It's called Peerplays Profit Calculator. If you type that in, then you can see if I have 500 tokens, I'll end up with this much, and if I get 1,000 tokens, I'll get So check that out, and it's very cool.
Okay.
But yeah, we were one of the first dividend-paying tokens out there, which is really substantial.
Substantial, and also yesterday you were mentioning about people can also gamble their coins with Bitcoin, not only Peerplays, right?
Not yet,
Yeah.
but yes.
Yeah.
A couple days ago, we had a Reddit Ask Me Anything, and it was suggested in there that we're working on some sort of way to have Bitcoin betting on the blockchain without going through a gateway. And traditionally, other online casinos have done it this way. They've gone through a gateway, but that's a centralized component that we're not really willing to take on right now. So if the gateway were to be shut down, then the products that we run, Bookie is the app that we're working on right now, that would be shut down, and it wouldn't be operational anymore. And we want to figure out some ways and some strategies of not needing to use a gateway.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's check out the audience questions if there are.
Sure.
Let me check. Okay. Some guy asked which languages would be recommend to build a blockchain project, and what course should a beginner start with?
Yeah. So I think a good place to start is actually Ethereum. Other blockchains don't have their own programming languages built in, so you have to learn the core software. Graphene is written in C++, and the code base is not as tidy and as organized as you might think it would be. So Ethereum, just because it has Solidity.
Yeah,
right?
Solidity. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can take Udemy courses on that, or you can. There's lots of documentation on Google. It's fairly well documented. So
what about in Treehouse? You recommend me to use Treehouse? Is it?
Yeah, no, you won't find Ethereum courses in Treehouse.
Only in Udemy and YouTube. Maybe?
Udemy and probably what's that other one? Pluralsight maybe.
edX can be Coursera.
Probably yeah.
Probably.
The YouTube.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff on YouTube.
So
there's many ways that you can get involved in blockchain projects. You don't have to learn the language of a blockchain unless you want to be a blockchain developer. You can be a front-end developer and work and build front-end applications for blockchains.
So is it possible to be a blockchain developer before you learn JavaScript or any other Python language?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you can just
be a blockchain developer without being a front-end developer. So front-end development is when you build applications
2.0
like on your phone or your computer or like a website, and it hooks into a blockchain.
Normal applications, which can be downloaded in App Store, Google Play.
Yeah.
It's not decentralized applications, basically, right?
No, those would be decentralized applications.
No. The way if we want to build it with JavaScript and other stuff. But if you want to build with it solitary, we need to make it in order to decentralize applications. Right?
Yeah, you're just what these blockchains are, like Ethereum and Graphene and Peerplays. Those are the back-end servers. So in a traditional application, you've got a back-end and a front-end. And so if you learn Solidity, or if you're programming other blockchains, then you're programming the back end. And you can write front ends in JavaScript or Python or whatever you want that connect into that blockchain.
So there is also one question. If there are no non-violent fluctuations, will corrupt the money make a profit in a short time? This is the question.
In the short term. I don't know that much about economics, honestly, and that's probably an economics-focused question. However, I'll take a stab at it. How I understand it is, volatility has higher potential for you to make money. So if you can somehow manipulate or find out which way it's going to be volatile, then theoretically, you can make some money. But how you go about doing that?
You can actually pump and dump the low volatility exchanges.
Yeah, you can get into chat rooms with people that pump and dump and
pump and
buy
dump
at a certain time. That's kind of ridiculous, but I mean, if that's your end goal, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm more interested for the technology.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah. So let's check it out. Is there any questions? Is there any questions you guys want to ask? Just write it down. either in Instagram or Facebook.
It also says that I'm the CTO. I'm not quite the CTO. I'm just like leading a technical team at the moment.
But it's basically CTO, right? I mean,
you call it what you want, but I'm on record.
If it would be an IPO company, you would be.
I didn't design the white paper. I'm like managing some projects. Yeah, and writing some code. Yeah. And I just happen to be there the longest at the moment.
Okay, there's one question also.
XVG.
Bro, what do you think will happen with XVG? Do you know what XVG?
Verge, I believe, yeah.
There are some rumors that they are going to do exit scam.
Yeah, well, rumors are rumors.
Rumors are rumors, right?
Right. Trying to get to the bottom of the rumors if you can. If it just starts on some random Reddit thread, I'd be wary of that. I don't know how you would exit scam Verge. I don't know what that means because I don't know enough about Verge, to be honest. I don't hold Verge. I never held Verge. And, if you've got money in it and you're worried, get out if you want.
What is the, I mean, it's not going to be a financial advisor. So what is the advice that you can give the people out there to hold basically the coins like Monero? I mean, I would suggest Monero, Stellar, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Basically.
I like Monero quite a bit. Right? Yeah, it seems like a relatively safe bet, and they're making some cool advances with the way that they market themselves and who they're marketing themselves to. Verge is somewhat new, as I understand it. I don't know that much about them. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, though.
I mean, I haven't checked the Verge basically, but I heard that it's volatile.
Okay.
Much better than others.
It grew quite a bit, like late last year, didn't it? It was just took off and did multiple 100% days or something. I don't know. Yeah. I was watching during that time, I suppose.
So there's a guy who wants to know who you are again because.
I'm a blockchain developer.
Yeah, basically, I mean, all the questions that pop up to my mind are these ones. Nothing else, because we already talked about it yesterday, before the day.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys, for upcoming to my broadcast. We'll see you then later on.